Broadcasting live from WORKBENCHcon 2022 in Atlanta, it's time for Organization Conversation, brought to you by Wall Control Storage Systems. Wall Control gives you the storage and organization you crave.
Welcome back, guys. We're here at WORKBENCHcon, and I have a fun and exciting guest today, Ethan with The Build with Ethan. Welcome to the show, Ethan.
What a pleasure to be on the show. I hope I can be fun and exciting on the mic as much as I am off of it as well.
Yeah, you always are. I remember, how many WORKBENCHcons have you done?
So this is actually my second one. I hosted it last year, which was the first time I've been here, and now I'm coming back this year to be a speaker and just, spread good cheer to everybody around, because I love this community. I love seeing people that I have met in the past, and I love meeting new people. It's one of my favorite things to do during the year.
Yeah, the first time I met you, it was behind a mic, actually. You were walking around doing interviews to sponsors and folks in the crowd, so that was a good time. That was a fun WORKBENCHcon. So, yeah, man. So tell our customers a little bit about your channel and what you do.
Yeah, so I have a lot of different things going on, a lot of different irons in the fire. I started a furniture company in 2008 that's still going strong. I have a collection of furniture as well as custom furniture, anything from bedside tables all the way up to brownstone renovations. I have a team working on that. And then on the content side, I also have social media channels, The Build with Ethan, where I like to showcase the lighter side of the furniture business. And I like to talk about how important it is to build stuff, but also have a little fun as long as you can do it safely. And then I host events and I speak at events across the country. And I also have my own podcast that I do called Building a Furniture Brand with Ethan Abramson that talks all about the business behind building furniture and building a furniture business, which has been incredibly successful, and I'm excited to keep doing that as well.
Yeah, so how did you get your start, Ethan? What's your background? How did you get into being a maker?
Well, I had that experience as a kid, like most people, where you want to do things that excite you. You want to have fun with what your day-to-day is. And as I grew up, I never really grew out of that. And I did a lot of different jobs. I worked in advertising. I worked in commercial interior design. I had a stuffed animal company in China. I sold Christmas trees in the West Village in New York. And none of that stuff really made me happy. I didn't feel fulfilled, so I decided to leave all that, started working at a furniture company, an unpaid apprentice, worked my way up there, then went to another shop, worked my way up to shop foreman there, and then worked on my own stuff in between until that became big enough to go out on my own. Did that for a long time. The company grew, and I found that there was also, at the same time, this whole other world of a community, an online community of people who had the same interests as me, who liked the same things as me, and talked the same language as me. And that grew into more and more events and hosting events and talking at events and growing my community and growing my, I say community, but really it's become my friend base and people who I know and talk to on a regular basis, and those people that I know, and then the people that I meet every single time I come to one of these events. I love when people come up to me and say, hey, and then just start a conversation. I don't need to know you beforehand, but after I leave that conversation, I'm friends with you, and I want to be I want to help you with your business because I know that people have helped me with their business. I want to help you with problems you have in your shop because I know that people have helped me. And you gather enough of those friends around you that they help you in turn.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. And this, I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 more times, but this community is unlike any that we ever see, because we go to conferences and trade shows, and there's the car shows and all these different things, all these different communities, but there's nothing like the maker community. And the fact that it isn't a zero-sum game. Everybody can win. Rising tides lift all ships. Like, everybody helping everybody. And it's like, I come, and of course I'm going to talk about Wall Control. I'm here with Wall Control, but it's really about those relationships. And this is work, but it's like a vacation at the same time. So it's like, it's definitely my favorite event of the year, and it's because of the community. So I can just, we're like 200 yards away from the restroom, and it's like it'll take an hour to get from here to there just because you're talking to people. And it's like you said too, you have your friends that you see at each of these things, but then like one of your friends comes up with some new person you haven't seen, and then you get introduced to them, and it's like this flywheel effect of relationships and community. So So speaking to organization, how does organization help you with your space, or even just like structurally your businesses? How do you keep things organized in your head, both or in your head and both physically in your shop?
Yeah, organization is a big part of my life and a big part of things that I share with other people. Organization, physical organization, which you are very comfortable with wall control, but also mental organization and making sure that you know everything that's happening. It doesn't have to be to the extent of you map out your entire day where you look at your watch and you say, I've been eating my cereal for 2 minutes longer than I have planned out. I gotta hurry up. You can have some wiggle room, but having an organized mind and an organized space just lets the flow of everything run better, lets your time management run better, and end of the day, no matter what you're doing, if you have a furniture business or you're just making stuff for yourself and you have another business on the side or work for somebody else, organization in your mind and in your life makes you more money end of the day.
Absolutely. So, kind of starting to wrap things up a little bit.
I just got here.
No, well, we can go as long. Ethan's an important guy, so I'm trying not to keep him. Everyone listening, but yeah, so we can keep rocking and rolling however long. But
you just told me it takes 4 hours to get to the bathroom from here,
does.
And I don't know.
If you gotta go, you gotta be right. That's why there's the VIP on your badge too. There might be a separate secret one that you can find.
Well, I'm good
else,
to go. I'll keep going for as long as we're going here.
Awesome, man. So, anything cool and exciting you have upcoming that you can talk about? Any projects or anything? Any events you're hosting you want to let folks know about?
I have some events coming up, and everyone can check that out, where I'm going to be at on my website, THEBUILDwithETHAN.com. I also have a lot of really new, exciting guests on the show, and I love that as a podcast, as a venue to share stories, because I love being a storyteller, and I love expanding people's reach of who they are listening to and who they're learning about and who they're learning their business about, but also because it directly reflects back on helping people run their business.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty much the most important part of my days now, is giving back to people who are trying to grow and be successful, and I just love doing that.
Yeah, so to that point, there's so many people here and just in the community at large that look up to folks like you who are running a business and you're your own brand yourself, so how do those two things work together? And also, how do you keep, the business side versus like the social media, Ethan, separate? How do you work that synergy? And what would you say to somebody who's like looking up to you and trying to, follow in those footsteps?
Yeah. I never like to give concrete answers to something like that, just because I know that the way I do it is different than the way somebody else does it. And
I think that alone is a really good answer, because I think people think there's a way to do it, and that's not the case.
There is no way to do it. I don't have social media for my furniture company. Yeah. Everything you see on social media is just me branding myself, because I like to have that release, that being able to take things a little bit less seriously, and I like to do that. But that might not work for somebody else. Yeah. And I think that my biggest takeaway from what I've learned about social media is that there's no right answer. There's no playbook that you can follow. There's definitely good practices that you can do, but even those good practices are going to be different for everybody else. So there's no cookie cutter way to do this, and you just find a way that works for you. And if it works for you, great. If it's not working, you can change it and you can adjust.
Yeah.
But there's no one way to do it.
Yeah. Do you have any notable failures or successes that have helped? There's probably more come to mind than you can even pull out of the air, but just things that, turning points, critical moments, things in the past that have you kind of go back to or that have shaped your direction.
I guess really learning that, like I just said, I have to pick a path that works for me.
Yeah.
And once that clicks in your mind, then you're not chasing something else. You're not chasing somebody else's finish line, because you're never going to get there, because it's your finish line. It's what you want to get out of it end of the day, and that's different emotionally, monetarily, than anyone else is doing. So once you figure out that, and once I figured out that, and just carve your own path, then that opened up a lot of different ways that I could think about what I'm going to do.
Gotcha. And so I know you have the furniture a little bit separate from the social media bit of it, but I know a lot of our customers would be interested in the work that you do. What's your ideal client look like? And can you speak to that at all, in case there's anybody out there who might, look to have you build something and know it's done by you?
Yeah, I guess my ideal client, and this is after doing a lot of research, a lot of time in the industry and things like that, and I've really narrowed it down to probably my ideal client is somebody who pays me on time.
Yeah. That's you're speaking our language, man. Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, my ideal client is somebody who knows what they want, but also can understand that they're coming to me for a reason, and that reason is because I have my own design voice, and I, as somebody who does custom furniture and somebody who also has a collection of furniture, I know how to bend when I need to change a design for a client, and when I can keep it as a design for myself. So for custom stuff, my ideal client would be somebody who also understands that they're buying a piece of furniture, which is a piece of my design, which is something that works for them and me in equal parts.
Gotcha. Well, cool, man. Well, this has been a blast. I know we've talked about it. We've said it a million times, but real quick, how can people reach you if they're looking to get in touch? And I'll also say this before you say this, but everybody should know that in Ethan's feed, everything is properly to scale. Everything's to scale. Everything you see is the way the picture was taken, and you have a very talented shop dog too. So,
thank you. Yeah, he's definitely a good pup, and that is. A part of that is just, showcasing the lighter side of woodworking and everything like that. So people can find me at The Build with Ethan or THEBUILDwithETHAN.com, or just typing my name into the internet usually brings up some good results.
Excellent. Well, awesome, man. Thanks for being on, Ethan. It's been fun.
It was a real pleasure. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us. Organization Conversation is brought to you by Wall Control, a family-owned and operated producer of best-in-class wall-mounted organizers for your home or business, made right here in the USA. To learn more, go to wallcontrol.com.